Alright, welcome in. Did I start already? Are we starting? We're starting.
We're
Yes,
starting.
we're starting.
Alright, welcome in to episode 2. And today, I'm Chris.
I'm Mitchell.
Victor. Are we plugging in our shameless names again or no?
I think I'll plug at the end.
Okay, okay. Alright,
Yeah.
And,
alright.
we're gonna be discussing, this week's news, where, Wizards revealed a little bit about the upcoming set, Phyrexia All Will Be One. And in the announcement, they gave us a list of 10 Planeswalkers. The 10 we have right in front of us. And 5 of them are getting completed.
Ugh. Actually,
Mhm.
isn't it 9 of them? Because one of them's already confirmed not to be.
Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't been following this news, it's already been confirmed that Koth, who has his new art from Phyrexia right now, will not be completed. But it leaves the other 9 open.
My boy Koth is safe.
You
Koth
know,
of the
but
Dude,
lore-wise, it would have been cool, but I think I understand why.
No, they
Also,
just brought
lore-wise.
my boy back, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you're a machine now."
Yeah,
are you
I
talking
mean that.
about Slowbad?
I
Are we
was
talking about Slowbad? Or are we talking about? Are we going to stick to just the Planeswalkers?
just the Planeswalkers, because
To be honest, it makes sense because it's like, what if you know how like Urbrass is kind of like more for freedom and stuff like that? Like it kind of makes sense that like, hey, I don't want nobody completely under my and under my watch. So, in my personal opinion, I feel like Luca might be safe because he's red.
I heard lore-wise, Luca is not a nice guy.
He's not. He's an asshole.
Yeah, I heard like the dude's a monster.
Yeah, he's a total. But you know, the team might need somebody like that to get the job done.
I've heard theories on the internet that just like Rona, he might not get completed just because he's working alongside the Phyrexians.
Oh,
Yeah, if you guys didn't know Rona from
yeah, yeah.
D-
So
Dom-
I thought.
Dominar and Dominar United, she's not completed, but she's an agent of children.
So is there a reason why they don't complete her, or is it because they think that she's good enough already?
It could just be like I don't read up too much on the lore as much as I want to.
Hmm.
So theory wise, it could be that they find her more. I mean, they have sleeper agents all the time though,
Yeah.
but it could just
I
be.
just I don't know why she isn't. That just sounds kind of sloppy.
I feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like because I'm guessing the reason why you complete somebody is to kind of like have them be linked up with your mindset, and assuming that Rona is already like totally down for it, probably doesn't need to. She just needs some upgrades to her body. That's it. Which doesn't really, because I'm assuming completed means that it's both their mind and their body. You know, it has to be like one with Phyrexia, and like Rona, she's all down for it already. She just needs to get good and get stronger because she got wrecked by Karn.
So is Urtai completed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was complete. Yeah, he was completed.
Remember,
Then they brought him back.
Urtai was originally part of the Weatherlight cast, and he was a good guy.
Yeah, but he
So
was an asshole.
he was, but he was still part of the good guys. So then, like, it just makes sense that, like, oh, although he was still an asshole, he still was against Phyrexia, and then they kind of like, rewired his mind a little bit so that, he sees the original Weatherlight cast, like, betraying him, and he's like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna
I don't know.
totally,
But
They
I
left
mean,
him behind. They left him behind at the
yeah.
same time too, and he's
yeah,
like, guys.
yeah. It's like I'm pretty sure he would always blame them for that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like this entire like completed, like I don't think there's any consistency whatsoever going on with it.
I mean, how many of us are like lore guys though?
Uh, I I like lore. I appreciate lore.
Yeah, but like, how in depth are you with Magic lore? Because I want to be more. I know a little bit, not too much on the Phyrexian stuff.
It's not worth it sometimes, man. Like especially right now when they're saying half of these planeswalkers are going to be completed. I I don't know. I was kind of surprised with the other planeswalkers already becoming completed, and I'm like, well, like
Rip my boy Johnny.
yeah, on a Johnny, man,
On a
like
Johnny, my boy.
like why? Like it's not. I, how long does it take to be completed? Because I feel like it should take a long time. But if they literally just kidnapped a Johnny and completed him within like the hour of like them kidnapping him in the tower, if as so people say, uh, like man, Johnny, you weak, man, you weak in the mind.
It can't be that long because they got Tamio and he actually got Squee too. But Squee is immortal, and then he lost his immortality. I read that part. He lost his immortality when
No,
they
he's
tried
not
to.
completed.
No, so Squeeze a little bit different because it's like he's not he was completed, but then the way how he got past it was because the his little squishy thingy is actually a like dominarian deity and says like I can give you like one more life, but like if you're free from the completion, and then
But
then your immortality is going to be gone. And then he's like, you know what? It's okay, because like it's kind of if you actually read the lore, he actually was like, I kind of want to see the original Weatherlight team and kind of pass on already. It's kind of sad.
well, I don't know, man. When you just watch your friends die left and right.
No, absolutely. So
You kind of want to move on, right? So he wants to move on.
I mean,
yeah,
Jordan's
yeah.
still around.
Yeah, but like he's like Jorah, you're cool, but yeah, you're cool, I guess.
What are you talking about? Squee and Jorah and Squee are from like I don't think they really interact with each other at all.
Yeah, I don't think they did. That's why I feel like he'd just be like, "You're cool, I guess."
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like we're from the same timeline, kind of. Like I was a Talarian Academy student, and you were on the Weatherlight as a cabin boy.
You know.
Yeah, so
Well, I mean,
I
that was
don't
part
know.
of the same. Like, who's else on the crew? Gerard.
Gerard, yeah.
Uh,
Gerard, you had Sisay, Miri, Krovax was one technically, and then Krovax,
he got chucked
kind
off the
of
boat too, and Urtai.
yeah, Urtai, yeah. Man, all these people getting chucked off the
they
boat.
get chucked off the boat.
Yeah, man. It's like I'm not saying lazy story writing, but
Well, I mean, they didn't really get chucked off the boat. Like things happen in between. On Miri.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
how can we forget about Tangrath the Minotaur, Tangarth?
Oh yeah.
Did he get chucked off the boat?
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
And then there was was Rofellos technically part of the crew or no?
I wouldn't know.
I'm not familiar with it that much.
I remember Karn is there too, and then Stark, the the rogue trader guy, he was there, but I don't know if you consider him part of like the crew or if
Wait,
he was just kind of like
the dude from Legends.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there was I think Orym too. Orym is like the Samite healer, I think.
Oh, the crew is kind of stacked.
Yeah, like they actually had like a legit crew, like I think like 10 people. I think it's like 10 or 12 people. But it's not bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
these planeswalkers, though.
Yeah, like we the completion thing. But I think in regards to the Phyrexians and whatnot, the completion thing is they're machine fanatics, and
Yeah.
and they see completion as the ultimate goal for all life forms. So in regards to when, I think they're waiting for when it's a good time for Rona to get her to receive her completion. And then I think when that time happens, that's when Luca's gonna fight back, because I don't know the character that well, but I highly doubt he wants to be completed by Phyrexians, even if he works with them.
I was like, does he even have any motive to work with them at all?
I don't know his lore other than he's a giant dick and he's not a nice guy.
Same. That's all I know about him too.
I think.
Yeah, they didn't really do justice to Ikoria lore, I think.
Yeah, Ikoria was really a jumbled mess, to be honest. Like mutate. But mutate's a fun mechanic, but
Well, we're talking about a companion though. I mean,
oh, hey,
we're going to talk about mechanics of the set.
Every
God.
format is commander now.
Oh god, I can't.
No,
I skipped Ikoria so hard.
Man, I didn't realize how busted like companion was for like modern and legacy and shoot vintage. I can't believe it. Like Lurus actually makes vintage busted. I was like, what?
What do you mean? Lotus is a great.
What? Yeah, like Black Lotus for free? What? Like I wanna let me like turn one crack Black Lotus, go put Lurus into play, then recast Black Lotus for my one time for free, and then proceed to like get crazy value.
No, that's wild.
But yeah,
if anything happens to Luca, I could care less.
Yeah, he's not a favorite of mine.
I think I like Luca's design a lot, but I just don't really know anything about it. If anything, I think it would be best that he would not be completed and actually plays a big role as like a protagonist instead of just being a asshole. Like in my personal opinion, because it's like if you were to just complete him, we don't care. He is just a throwaway character at that point. I think if they want to raise the stakes, like what they did with Ajani, because it pains me. Ajani's like my favorite planeswalker, or one of like definitely in my top 5.
He's my number 2. Johnny's my number 2.
Yeah, like I haven't really gone that deep, but like definitely one of my faves for sure. And for him to be a complete sleeper agent, I think that's like chef's kiss, where it's like you don't want it to happen, but it did, and now you have to deal with that loss. And it's like, oh, and even better is that his relationship with Elspeth, they're like homies, they're like best friends. And
that's my number 1.
Exactly. I could like Elspeth is definitely in my top 5 as well. And I'm here like Elspeth is going to be like furious about what Phyrexia did, because Shuri has got bad blood with them from her like home playing being
like everyone has bad blood with Phyrexia other than like Luca.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So like in all honesty, if we're going off like this like this chart right here, I feel like the ones to be completed needs to be like people that people love, and that way like you feel the anguish, you feel like, oh no, like who's going to stand up against Phyrexia, all will be one. And then it's kind of like it's going to be a good storytelling thing, because now you have to kind of rely on the underdogs or less what's the proper, not underdog necessarily, but like lesser known or represented characters. And then this time, like Luca, they can flush out his story, make him a really total badass character, and he's actually putting in the work. With that being said, I feel like I'm not really a big fan of Jace, but I know lots of people love Jace. I think Jace is on the cutting block.
Oh wait, did we announce the 10 who are getting completed? I don't think we did.
Did we not?
No.
I thought we had the picture up already.
We had the picture up, but there's some people who are listening only.
Oh, that's true. All right, well, who wants to do the honors?
I can do it. All right, so for anyone who's just listening to the audio, the 10 planeswalkers that are up for completion are Jace, Kaito, Kaya. Koth was presented, but we already know, confirmed he's not. Luca, the Wandering Emperor, Vraska, Tyvar Kell, Nissa, and Nahiri. So those were the 10 that were presented, with 5 of them having a chance of being completed. And so, moving on to Jace, yeah, if he gets completed, I'm not tripping.
For me, I'm not tripping either, because Jace, I think Jace is a cool character, but the more recent years with his story, it's kind of like he's not as cool.
He's not the living guild pact anymore. He's just like, I abandoned my job.
Well, not only that, but I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of weaker storytelling. Where I think his when we had I can't even talk Magic Origins about how he was erasing his mind and writing down notes and trying to send messages to himself secretly that Alhamra is you know
Wiping his
evil
mind.
and yeah, manipulating him and everything. I think that's like a really awesome mystery story and like how genius he is and whatnot. And then like for him like having that crazy battle and losing his memory and he has to try to piece everything together. That's great. But then after like Mitchell said, after when he became the Living Guild Pact, that's awesome. He's found his responsibility. And then when he joined up with the Gatewatch, aka the Justice League,
The
He's-
Justice League.
he just becomes really generic and boring. I'm not gonna lie. And then even with
The Gatewatch writing was like
Uh,
some of the worst though.
yeah,
terms of
it wasn't very
characterization.
good. And then like even when the conflict with Nicol Bolas and on Amonkhet, like you think that like a brilliant mind, you would respect a Johnny's warning like, hey, you can't fight Nicol Bolas at all. Why are you going to Amonkhet? Like if you want to go Amonkhet, okay, but keep a low profile. And they're like, no, we can totally team up together, and they all got wrecked. And to the point where like Jace had a secret mechanism to planeswalk to um was I'm like what's that one plane? So it's, not Ikoria. We talked about Ikoria, but
Talking
it's
about the pirates.
yeah, we're talking about pirates now.
Ixalan.
Yeah.
Ixalan, start with the I also, but Ixalan, and then from there it's kind of I don't know. I think it's more comedy because of like he's castaway Jace.
I kind of like that part though, where they got. Oh, I'm not gonna say that, but where they got like beaten Amonkhet, and then it's just Jace alone.
Yeah, no, I thought it was
That
fine.
was fine.
See, that's the thing is like, I did like the part that they got their butts whooped, and now they have to live with that like regret. And how do you come back from such a big failure? And that was fine, but some of them, like Jace, for example, his was kind of some parts were good, some parts were not. I wasn't a fan of how slipping down a waterfall, hit his head on a rock, magically gained back all his memory. I don't know.
It happened
Yeah,
with
that point. That's the lazy part of the storytelling.
Yeah, I thought it would be more interesting that if he had met um Azor. I don't know if Azor lore wise is a telepath or anything, but if he had some sort of kind of
I'm
magic to
trying
help
to
him
remember
unlock.
if Azor was dead.
Oh, Azor did die, but he was on Ixalan,
Yeah, I'm like, who
And-
found him and killed him?
I believe it was Vraska, wasn't it? It was all part of the plan. Because
Okay.
if I remember correctly, it was like Vraska is working for Nicol Bolas, but then when Jace revealed like his intentions and everything, Vraska was like, "Oh, maybe he is not the one that like is, you know, not a good idea." And she's like, "But I still want to reclaim, the Golgari
Oh, yeah,
Guild and take vengeance. So I'm using him." And he's like, "No, no, it's like you don't realize how much he's using you." And it's like, "How about you be our double agent?" And so she agreed, and then to kind of like earn Nicol Bolas's trust, I guess Azor agreed to like, yeah, like go ahead and kill me and bring my head to Nicol Bolas as like, oh yeah, the the second, not the sun, the immortal sun
Yeah.
has been like obtained and it's secured. So at least that's my recollection from it. I could be wrong. I'm not a 100% lore expert, but regardless of for Jace, I think Jace is a loved character, but me personally, I don't think I love him enough that it will hurt me. But I can definitely see it because he is the poster boy for Magic, and having him completed can be a really big shakeup.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
He got replaced by Teferi.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, so that definitely makes more sense then if he is like replaced by Teferi as like the blue mage. So
Like, when did they get Teferi back? Was it Dominaria?
the first Dominaria, but even then, he didn't really want to join the story-wise. He didn't really want to join the Gatewatch at first.
No, he was reluctant
know.
to join, and he ended up doing it.
Yeah. He ended up doing it.
But ever since
So-
that moment, Jace has had a much more reduced presence.
Well, yeah, because Teferi is just the OG. He's so badass and everything. How can you know?
Yeah, he's just a much
I'll
cooler
do it.
character.
I can just imagine it, like lore wise, or like not lore wise, but like just a joke, like Jace fighting Teferi, like you took my spot, you took my place.
And I'm gonna keep it.
It was like my Justice League. How could you? It was
It's called
the Gatewatch, not Justice League. You egomaniac.
it's the Mr. T. It's the Mr. T watch.
Yeah, but I think Jace. It makes sense because I know it sounds really silly, but those leaks. Should we talk about those leaks that were recently popped up on Reddit?
Should we talk about that now or talk about it after?
Afterwards.
Afterwards, okay.
After we finish the list.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, do you guys all agree that Jace should be completed, or it has a very high chance of being completed?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be completed.
I
All
think
right. So that's vote number 1. All right. Vote number 2. Who do you guys think?
Kaido? Well, Kaido's right here because he's next on the list.
I don't think he is. It wouldn't make sense to just have him like introduced first and then like if he. I think the one or I mean he might, but I don't think he is. I'm gonna say like 30% chance that he's gonna get completed.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it feels really bad writing when you barely introduce a character and you're just gonna get rid of him.
There's I think what would be interesting is if either he or the Wanderer gets completed. I don't think both of them can get completed. I think if anything, it would be
one or the other.
Yeah, it would be one or the other. I don't know which one, but I'm gonna say I'm like in favor of the Wanderer getting completed, but he could also get completed too.
So basically, a situation similar to a Johnny and Elspeth then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool with Kaito being the opposite. And then he has to go pursue the Emperor.
Like imagine if she's completed and he's like, I have to find her. So then
again,
like
again. This poor man. Is he ever going to get out of the friend zone? He's doing so much chasing after this.
I mean, what's keeping him in the friend zone? Just like their birthright?
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's different. But yeah, actually, I think Kaito has a much lower chance. But you know what? I wouldn't want to see either him or the Emperor get completed because they're both cool.
Yeah, they're both cool. Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
Hey, I said that about Johnny, but does that matter?
No, they did my boy dirty.
Yeah, but then they did him dirty in a good way, where it's like my heart.
No, they gave him a terrible card.
His card is terrible. Yeah, but I think art wise, he looks like a freaking like Terminator Predator.
Yeah, looks dope as fuck.
Like, yeah, he's so dope. It's awesome.
Like, I don't see Kaito, right? Like, I don't see him getting completed because there's already a theory about a blue-black planeswalker already being completed.
So you think that's Tezzeret instead?
No, Ashiok.
No,
because we're gonna talk about it later, little walkers. But yeah, like
I don't.
It wouldn't make sense to have. It made sense though, because lore-wise, she found interest in the Phyrexians.
Mm-hmm.
Lore, I think right now in the lore, Ashiok's actually giving Elsinore nightmares constantly about Elspeth.
Yeah, she actually is. I was actually going to say, like, have you guys read any of those chapters? It's actually very interesting.
Oh, I did not. I haven't kept up on it. But
I heard since Dominaria, the writing's been a lot better.
It has been. It's gotten a lot better. But basically, Elspeth is constantly haunting Elishnorn, and Elishnorn at first
Elsa?
was
Or
so Elishnorn has been getting nightmares, and it's weird because apparently, according to Elishnorn, Phyrexians are not meant to dream. Like they, I don't know, it's something weird about their hive mind. It's like when they dream, they're all supposed to dream the same thing, you know. And for her dream to be different, where she sees like a person that she's supposed to complete, instead of completing, they rupture and burst out into like organic life, and that like freaks her out a little bit. And then eventually, she starts seeing other visions of like a knight, and then coming in and like purifying everything, and it's pretty much Elspeth, and pretty much eventually she catches wind that like no, this is not correct, this is not right, and then she does have a confrontation with Ashiok, and it's really interesting because like it's a kind of like a battle of wills and minds, and Ashiok did lose grip a little bit and almost got like kicked out of her mind, and then like was about to get hunted down by Elishnorn. But it's interesting because it's one of those things where it's like Ashiok is kind of just taunting her, and I think it's just even Ashiok says like I wanted to know if the ultimate horror still has fears, which yeah, and that's why she's like doing these things to Elishnorn, and Elishnorn's like biggest fear I guess is like failure to not be able to complete everything.
That should be in line with a lot of the other Phyrexians, because that's their main goal, other than Urabrask.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just maybe you're right. Kaito's gonna be safe because he's blue black, and they already have a blue black walker that's like completed. But
I think Kaito dying is more likely than him getting completed.
Yeah.
I think him just getting like smashed to the floor by like Vornclex. Like or like
let me just picture the biggest praetor there is. It just
can imagine like
nah, man. I don't even imagine that. You know what I imagine? I imagine some sort of epic battlefield, and he thought that he could be super agile and sneaky, but
he Dark Souls roll into like
he fat rolled, and then like and he just get fucking smashed by like a Phyrexian like juggernaut or some monster or something. Or
I'm imagining either Jin Cataxia stabs him, or he just gets smacked on by Vornclex.
I'm thinking about Brevin just be like, oh, and just like smacks him to the ground. He's like, you
done. You died.
Sit.
No. Imagine like Azuri just swells up some like behemoth thing. I'm like, all right, sits on him.
Just dive.
But no, Kaito doesn't deserve to be done dirty like that.
Yeah. All right.
It's like, so final conclusion. Nay.
No.
He's safe.
I think he's safe.
Okay. All right.
What about?
I think so too.
What about Kaya?
All right. I want to say she's going to get completed, and I know it sounds terrible, but I think it's because they're trying to slowly incorporate Liliana back to the story, and we can only have like one black mana walker in the Gatewatch. But I could be wrong.
Who is our current one, or who is? Oh, it's Liliana
and Kaya.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like there can only be one, and like they're trying to incorporate Liliana more. So I feel like, especially with Limdul and her story with the Raven Man and all that, it just makes sense that like Kaya might have. Well, actually, they could surprise us and keep both walkers, because Kaya is black and white.
Kaya's Orzhov. So, Kaya's always been Orzhov, I believe.
Exactly, yeah. She's Orzhov, but
I don't think that. Isn't Liliana like retired? Didn't she retire to become a professor?
She ran away from everything.
She ran away, but in her recent story chapter in Dominaria United, she's been getting constant nightmares of like ravens like visiting her office.
Yeah.
And eventually it knocked over like her stuff, so she realized that these nightmares are not just nightmares, there's actually like physical, like they're physically coming. and she did research in like the Strixhaven, like giant library of like history and all this stuff, and eventually found out about like what the Raven Man means, and there has been other like talks of people seeing a Raven Man in other like planes and whatnot. And then eventually it led up to her finding out that, oh, the Raven Man is Limdul, like one of the strongest necromancers. And then so she went back to, she had one final vision saying that her home is being destroyed or being messed with, and so she plans to walk to the Dominaria where her family manor was, and everything seemed to be fine. And then she went to like the backyard, which is like now a bog, a swamp, and found that something was a little off, but nothing too different. And she kept going into like the forest and the woods, and she saw that the wilderness, like the wildlife there, was like totally hunted and like stripped clean, which is odd because it's not hunting season or anything like that. And eventually, she makes her way to kind of a more snowy, like mountainy, I guess, like hilly area, and that's when she ran into that one core. It was Core Vec or something like that. The one that's like completed,
Okay.
and yeah, and then that's when they had like this whole like talk and everything, where it's like, oh, it's like you're aligned with Black Mana, blah blah blah. Like Sheoldred has uses for you, and then she's like, oh, I ain't interested in that stuff, and that's the thing. And then, so they had this huge fight. Leon blasts them with like necromantic magic, but the thing is that it shreds off their flesh, but it does not do anything to the machine parts. And so these juggernauts are chasing after her, and she's freaking out. It's like she's like, what are these things? It just defies the laws of like life, And so like while she's being chased down, she animates all like the dead animals. It turns out that like this group was responsible for like killing animals and basically stripping them for like body parts to reconstruct things and whatnot.
For the completion.
Yeah, and so she resurrected a bunch of dead animals to kind of like throw them at them to slow them down. It wasn't helping, but eventually she got to a more swampy area that has more concentrated black magic, and she was able to channel like one big final spell that actually was able to corrode the metal parts, actually, and that's the thing is that after that, Il's Corvette was like impressed, and she was about like, oh, I'll kill, like if I take you in, she'll be much pleased. And this is where she was desperate and decided to use necromancy magic to bring them up, and they did rise. But then the problem was that she was struggling to keep them under her control because their minds were not normal. And it was a game of chicken where Il's Corvette thought that she actually was able to raise them all up and control them, and realized that she was outnumbered. And she's like, oh, I'll come back for you later. And immediately the moment that she left, Liana had to immediately stop the spell because she knows that like, they would come back up, but not as hers.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when she like eventually follows like the clues and everything and finds Limdul's ring, and she's like, oh, this is she's like, no, I can't.
Wasn't it in the swamp?
It was. That's why she figured that it had to be there because of like how much black mana was coming. That's how she was able to cast like the crazy corrosive spell that was able to like undo not just their flesh but also the machine parts, and able to bring them back and hold them kind of like in this weird animated state to kind of like scare off the core. And pretty much after that, though, they kind of left it hanging because she was about to grab Limdul's ring, but she decided to plunge it deeper into the swamp.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's where it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't know what her goal is at the moment. Is she just hiding it? And then secretly, Limdul, the Raven Man, was watching where it's like, ah, yes, my child, like, your time will come. And something like that, foreshadowing something that's coming for Liliana, which means that she's definitely coming out of retirement. And now the question is, is there enough, for 2 black mana walkers? Yeah, sure. Kaya is Orzhov, but is that enough for Wizards to be okay with it?
I don't think the color combination matters or the mat for them, really? Because they don't fill in similar roles either.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't, but I don't know.
I personally, I'm going back on the Little Walkers, and like the little water theory, and like Soren is black white, so I think it's going to be Soren. So I don't think Kaya is going to be.
I think it's
don't
going to
think
be Kaya to make room for Soren.
Wait, to make room for Soren to be completed, or Kaya not to be? I'm confused.
I mean, Kaya's going to get completed so that there'd be so that Soren can be Soren.
Oh, so Soren can actually, get his justice that he deserves and not be an emo boy that lost his beloved angel, and got wrecked by his crazy ex girlfriend. That's not his ex, but coworker, crazy ex coworker.
To be fair, I'd be pissed if I'd be pissed too.
I think I'm sorry. I think Soren's going to be completed, and I don't think there's room for Kaya to be completed.
I think Kaya's going to be completed.
It's like, does Kaya have enough backstory that we care about her being completed? That's my theory. Is like anyone that we care about is
She's
going
an
to get
assassin. She's a ghost assassin.
Yeah, like her thing has always been, I'm a ghost hunter.
Yeah, but has she played enough of a big role as of late?
No, like all she does is go into haunted houses in America with a camera crew.
No, well, she had a pretty big role, like on Kaldheim, like doing all the investigative stuff, and then not getting her butt kicked, but confronting Vorinclex. That story was actually pretty dope.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, she actually because when she was on Kaldheim, she was investigating, these missing bodies, and the villagers were scared that oh, is this some apparition? That's what she thought. Some people said it was Saruf, the giant wolf, claiming victims that he's growing bigger, that the end of times are coming. Eventually,
so she brought a camera crew to go explore the hauntings.
No,
Yeah.
she was actually solo, but she brought a bunch of villagers and huntsmen came with her, and they found her camera crew, and they found a bunch of animals like deer and stags being ripped up. They followed it and thinking that this must be Saruf or something.
Hold on.
And they go to the cavern.
Did she get an electronic recorder to hear ESP?
ESP? No.
Hey,
Wait,
we ain't playing Phasmophobia here.
Wait, Victor, have you watched the Ghost Hunter shows?
I've seen some of them, yeah. I'm actually really, really big on supernatural and other stuff, but yeah, no, the story wise, it's really cool because when she ran into it, she was the way how they describe the story was Vorinclex was the thing where she sliced off one of his arms, and I kid you not, Vorinclex takes his other arm and smashes one of the hunters, takes the hunter's body and smushes it up against where his chopped arm was gone, and then mutates it, and then regrows back his original arm.
Nice.
And then it's metal and then and she's like, I can't fight this thing because he's just gonna take my crew and grow bigger. Yeah, gonna take my camera crew and grow bigger and stronger. And it wasn't until one of the crew members happens to be Alrund, and he creates this force field that protects them. And Vorinclex was actually about to force himself through the force field, because the way how to describe it, think of the Avengers movie, where those things were pushing themselves through the Wakanda gates, where they were electrifying themselves, but they didn't care. They just wanted to get in. Vorinclex was partially in, but then after when he got one arm in, he was like, you know what? I changed my mind, and he dips. And then it's and basically the way how she described it was fear, where it's they would have been. It's not what's that one meme? It's I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's oh man, if Vorinclex had actually gone through that force field, even though they had all run on their side, it's she said she believes that it would have, the odds were more in favor of him because he can easily just regrow based on the number of crew members they had and whatnot. So
hold on. I'm starting to rethink, because
yeah.
You know what? I'll explain it later when we go into some of the theories that people have.
Yes.
All right.
So you're on the side of she's not gonna get them.
Yeah, I have changed my mind. I don't think she's getting completed.
Thank you, Victor.
don't think so either. Like I don't want her to be, because I feel like she has more potential to grow.
I think she still has to resolve her story
I
against.
don't think she has a story. That's the issue.
Okay. Oh, I think she has to resolve her like fear or feud with Vorentlex.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean at first like it's a rematch?
Exactly. She got to go back in there.
Yeah. Like, it was the same thing with Kaito. Kaito actually fought Jin Cataxius.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
All right,
change my
Kaya,
mind on Kaya.
safe. Kaya is safe.
Safe. Koth, definitely safe.
Easy. All right.
Easy.
Now, Luca, he's such an asshole. I want him to be good, so I want to say he's safe. There's so much. There's so much potential for this man, and
I'm
they
saying
don't.
safe on Luca.
Yeah, he's safe. I mean, I'm sure what's gonna happen is that since he's been working with the Phyrexians and he's like gonna be like, I don't like this, and he's gonna go and talk to the Gatewatch or whatever. And
I don't. Are they still the Gatewatch? I think they are.
yeah, there's still the Gatewatch.
All right. Next person, Nahiri.
I think she's safe.
I think
That's
so
the
too.
question. It's going to be the same theory. If Soren is to be completed, it makes sense for her not to be. But at the same time, though, she wouldn't give two shits about Soren. So if anything,
I thought they made up in War of the.
did they?
I thought they made up in War of the
kinda
Spark.
No, they did not. They're fighting each other. They have like a showcase card that was just them trying to kill each other.
Yeah,
while,
and then they I heard. Thanks to poor writing, they showed up out of nowhere and said, "We good."
Yeah, see,
okay.
they
Thanks to
fought
poor
it out.
writing. All right. I guess thanks to poor writing, because I remember like the card literally says single combat. And it's like it's them like duking it out.
Yeah, they were. And then she was like, you know what? We're good. And then they're like, all right, let's stop Nico Bolas. And it's like, what?
See but that's normal. See, I believe that because it's like, what do you do when you find your enemy? Fight it out, and it's like, you know what? You good, man. And you shake hands. You're like, all right, who's the big threat now? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking what happened.
Yeah. Nahiri's an awful person though, and I like it.
Soren's also an awful person too.
Yeah, they're both very pragmatic people. But right now, here's the other thing: is that we don't have a planeswalker that fills the equipment niche.
Is there a need to be?
No, not necessarily. But like in the case of Jace, him and Teferi actually share a very similar niche in terms of gameplay.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know.
Like, and for the longest time, Jace was, and the problem with Jace is he was generic blue, while Teferi is actually like very specifically tempo blue.
Yeah.
But I think they started. Well, I mean, we haven't. When was the last time we seen a Jace card?
A hot minute. Like, I think, wasn't it Ikoria? No. Wait.
It's been.
Was there a Jace? There was not a Jace card in War of the Spark, no?
There was.
Yeah.
It's the Lapman one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so it must be War of the Spark.
Yeah, I think it's War of the Spark. So we haven't seen Jace in a while, and his role's got replaced by Teferi. So when it comes down to Nahiri, like she has a very specific niche, and I think she's safe.
I also don't think like lore wise or story wise, I don't think she would be like a completed one. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know why, but I just think that if she was to be completed, it'd be so sick because lithoform weapons, living weapons.
True. I can see that.
She turns
it's
her.
like,
oh no, that'd be busted. Think about all the Phyrexian, the glistening oil she could spread.
yeah, no, I think well, maybe that's the reason why they want to keep her safe because she's a very high value target for them. I don't know, but
I would say if she's safe, then that leaves the other 4 left to be completed on the list.
And I actually believe that though.
I can totally see it because the rest on the list, like, assuming Kaito is safe, Wandering Emperor would be a great dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Uh,
it's the Emperor Kamigawa, so like that entire plane just falls apart.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's. I would say if like Jin is like already there, like and pulling
yeah,
strings. I don't know. I feel like that plane's already lost and gone for.
No, but
mhm.
if Jin was already pulling strings, it would actually be Kaito versus Wandering Emperor, because Wandering Emperor just came back.
Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah.
but what if like
And then Kaito would be the sleeper agent.
True. True. Could be like that.
yeah, that could be true too.
See, it's yeah, for those two, I think it's like a toss up. Like both of them, I don't think both of them can be completed. It's got to be one or the other. And then it tear our heartstrings, They both are lovers, but they can't be together.
Exactly. Give us something to care about. Like, what are the stakes? Tyvar. I think he's an elf, and he should just join with Azuri and just become swole Phyrexian elf bros, and just over like triumph of the hordes. Just give the pump, pump it up.
The other thing is that
Is-
Tyver's niche is actually already kind of like filled in. Or no, it's not filled in anymore.
What do you mean?
So his niche is elves, and the only previous planeswalker that did elves was Vraska, or not Vraska. I'm looking at the wrong one. Nissa.
You mean Nissa?
Nissa?
Yeah.
No, it
No,
was
but
it-
Nissa did used to do elves, but then like Nissa has been transitioning more to lands.
yeah.
And there's actually a Lance planeswalker now too. Another
You
one.
talking about Red and Six? you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's like it makes sense that like, what if like there's some because on the box art, I know that we probably don't have it like up on anything, but like they showed like literally so many things just on the screen for like Martian machines. And I think Red and Six was there, or Red and Seven, should I say? Or is it gonna be Red and Eight because it's a brand new
Reddit.
tree?
It's like Ben 10 right now. Just
I know.
Red
Ben
8.
10.
No, give me Red and 10.
Ren 10.
No! Red and 10. That's the best.
That'd be sick. Hold on.
Yo, bro, yeah, Red and 10. Hey, I love Ben 10, so well, the original ones, anyways, and Alien Force, I think is pretty good. But
Yeah. The new cartoon. I haven't seen it, but what I've seen, it looks good. It looks good.
But
yeah, I think Tyvar is fine because his niche is elves, and I think it plays perfectly fine into, Azuri.
Completing him.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Like, and who doesn't want like two buff elf men just given the pump, and then role playing Arnold to be like, I got to do 20 girls every day. Feel the pump. All right, all you listener elves, it's time to get the pump.
I need a card. I need that. I need the card where they're both on it and they're like showing camaraderie, just like just like the manly like arm grasp, like
Oh yes, the
From FMA?
bicep handshake, from the Predator, yeah, and then like
I need to see that.
you just give like all your elves like +1/+1, and in fact like Triumph of the Hordes. That'd be yeah.
Oh,
what a plan.
Yeah.
oh, no.
What a plan.
The power. Oh my goodness. Bring back Infect. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you mean Fortnite dance battle?
All right. So we can definitely agree that Tyver Kell, although he did, because I don't think he really does much. Like,
You know who I kind of like. You know who I kind of want to see completed because I don't like him. Calyx.
Who?
Calyx.
I'm a.
I don't know who that is.
Should I look that up right now or?
Yeah. Calix. He's from.
Calyx from Theros, the one that's
Oh,
he
Yeah.
was
Okay.
artificially
Calyx.
created by
By closest.
by Clothis.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Calyx. Yeah, that dude. I don't like him. I don't know why he exists. He literally was made, and he's like, I can planeswalk everyone. Goodbye.
I'm telling you, the story, because they pump out so much damn product, is like they just have not been focusing on the story at all.
I think it's because they don't want to. They want to.
No, I
They
think
want to have a bunch of characters, so then they see what you gravitate to.
dude, no one gravitates to Calyx.
There's a character for everyone. No, Chris, there's a. You don't know. You don't know. How dare you diss the Calyx fans out there?
Why would you? When's the last time you heard someone go, "Man, I really like Calyx"?
Hey, he's an enchantment planeswalker, or he's not, but
I think
he
he
supports
is.
enchantment. No, not the type line, but like story wise, he is.
And you know, there's another one, Nico Aris,
Oh crap! I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
replaced by Teferi. That's all you need to know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we don't talk about Nico Aris.
What do they? All you need to know, replaced by.
It's because it's like I feel like Nico Aris is one of those products of like they're trying too hard to appeal to the LGBT group, and it ends up backfiring really hard because I think I saw an article that some like LGBT people on Twitter say like she's kind of ugly, and like they didn't want her. Like, what is her purpose?
To be Teferi's punching bag.
Get right.
Is that really what it is?
No, that's not what it is. I'm trying to remember why Nico Aris was on
Call time?
Call Time. I wasn't following the lore. But Nico Aris, I don't know anyone who like really likes Nico Aris because as a character, I don't know what they do.
Yeah,
They're just there. They represent. That's all you need to guess. All right. So we're gonna talk about Nissa.
I think
Yes, she completed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she can be completed. It's totally fine. I know it sounds terrible, but I'm here thinking that like, yeah, we have Rendon 10.
Yeah, like everything Nissa does is done by someone else.
I'm just gonna go on like lore wise and why I think she is going to be completed. I think it's because when she taps like into like what is the like the mana?
So you think that she's gonna touch oil?
Oh, I think well, it's already. I mean, the land is already like tainted with oil, and there's so much. Apparently, like was it like in the lore? There's like so much rage. Like
she touches the oil and falls over. I'm Phyrexian now, guys.
Yeah,
I know it sounds terrible, but I think of like like the environmentalists where it's like, oh, it's so polluted. And then...
yeah, she hits it too hard, and she's like, man, I overdid. And then she becomes completed.
That'd be terrible. That would be terrible.
I don't know why. It just sounds so funny though.
You know what? Nissa just became a worse character. That's the other thing too. Cause like she had her like racist past.
Yeah.
And then they rectified it. And then when they rectified it, she became Ashaya. Where is Ashaya? I need Ashaya. Like every 2 seconds. Ashaya, where are you?
Ashaya, where art thou?
Oh, this land is corrupted. I can't do anything. I'm gonna sit here and wait.
I'm useless without you.
Oh god. And then she had her whole like Chandra Nisa issue. I mean, that was poorly written too.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, oh.
Broken bond.
And then I think the coolest part was that she left the Gatewatch.
That was honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it always the angsty moments are the coolest moments?
Well, because she said, I'm gonna help nature. You guys aren't helping nature. I'm going on my own. Because she took the initiative. I love initiative, by the way. And just left.
But then you know what happened, right? I mean, like she came back.
Oh, did she? I mean, she's still their friend. It's just she's independent now.
She's an independent woman that don't need no man.
No camera crew.
I thought she rejoined. I thought she rejoined the Gatewatch.
I thought so too.
During
but-
War of the Spark.
No, I thought she was just there with them.
I mean, she's she's on the cover of War of the Spark. I feel like
I feel
like she's part of the Gatewatch now.
I mean, like,
Again.
you can be there, hang out with your friends, and not be part of their team after you left. Because for that moment, she could have been quote-unquote part of the Gatewatch for like 2 seconds.
I mean, I guess.
I don't think...
But she still joined them on Dominaria. She didn't have to be there.
Dominar United? And that's
Yeah.
Because in the original Dominar story, she was there. No, I
Oh,
didn't.
she was?
I thought so.
No, I thought she was from Zendikar.
She is from Zendikar, but she like went to Dominar with them when they went to go find Teferi, I think.
Yeah, why did she go? She didn't have to go with them.
No, but she was part of the Gatewatch at the time. Dominar,
Yeah, so
Dominar,
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was wasn't it? If I recall correctly, it was like I think it's fan service because didn't she like talk to Gaia and like Multani, right?
and not a Shia.
Well, you know, she's a two-time and whore.
But yeah, okay, that makes sense.
okay, and then Vraska. I mean, if Jace is getting it completed, we gotta get the lovers completed, right?
I don't-
No, but what about the?
There's
oh,
no
okay.
point to Vraska. There's nothing going on with Vraska. Nothing.
So there is
Yeah,
She is literally I am Golgari Planeswalker. The good stuff. I
I
do.
am the good stuff.
I am the value. I am
I'm
the
that
value.
Buddha.
The value engine.
I am Maelstrom Pulse on a Planeswalker card. That's it.
Yeah.
That's like she doesn't have anything cool. She's just generic now.
Well, there you go. Like, I don't see any reason why she shouldn't be completed.
That's like I don't see any reason either. She's just boring as a character. I think that's the other problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to put some hype up, well, that's why. See, it's like that's why I think if we're going on that reasoning, that just makes more sense why she would be completed. Because like she's got nothing going on for her. They didn't have to put her in this list at all.
Like,
Mhm.
alright. Yeah. So we're pretty confident that the bottom like at least the middle bottom three, Nissa, Tyvar, and Vraska are getting completed.
Yeah.
All right. Now the Wandering Emperor. I think we both agreed it's between her or Kaito.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if I
definitely.
were to pick one, it would have to be Wandering Emperor because I'm assuming because Kaito fought Jin Kataxiev, he's not going to get completed. Just so they
Yeah.
can do the dramatic rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Because he was also there when he lost Tamio. Dude, can you imagine
Oh.
what a jobber Kaito would be if he loses the Wandering Emperor and Tamio?
Oh man, the redemption arc.
Right?
Oh,
Dude, it's like it's the classic like anime like
I failed
redemption
once.
arc.
I can't fail again.
Ride the
Fail-
lightning! But yeah,
Alright.
so that would be I don't know. It would be a double-edged sword. Like if he loses both, he'd be such a loser. So he has to redeem himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, he is a loser. I'm sorry.
And then if he gets smacked down by Vorinclex, at least he tried.
At least he tried.
Dude, if that happened to him, he'd be like the worst planeswalker. I'd be like, nah. Like lore-wise, I'd be like, dude, he's worse than the joke planeswalker that like runs into random things.
Oh, that one. I know you're talking the one that's on all the curses.
Yeah, that dude is a survivor.
Wait, he's a planeswalker?
Yeah.
The unlucky planeswalker.
Wait, well, I want to see that card. Well, I mean, not on the curses, but I want to see him on a card.
Yeah,
Not a real
but
card.
that
Oh,
dude
man.
is. You know what? As much of a joke as he is, that dude's a survivor.
Heck yeah, he is.
Like Kaito losing 2 people and dying. What a freaking loser! Like you can't come back. That'd be so bad. But you know what? I think that would be kind of interesting at the same time, though, because it's like, what has someone been such a loser?
Mm-hmm.
I want to root for him. Like, he's my Naruto. He's my Naruto of Magic the Gathering.
So we're gonna okay. So, dude, what if Kaito's the new main character?
I'd be down.
I'd be yeah.
Honestly, if he became the
I
Pokemon,
want. Yeah, I would have to see like where it goes. Honestly,
Okay, what if this isn't confirmed? He's an Umezawa too. Does that make him cooler?
oh, it does. I think
it
so.
does.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so. I know people say it doesn't, but I think so.
All right. He's probably not an Umezawa, but
Oh my goodness, if he was an Umazawa, he'd be like, ah, yes,
finally,
finally.
where's my Jite at? But all right. So, did we all agree on the same ones?
I think so for the most part. Like, we all gave like interesting arguments why it couldn't be, but
And
I'd
definitely-
say probably mixed, like, depending on like our like I don't know. I feel like there's still like some contention for Kaya and Ahiri, but I mean,
yeah.
like, but based upon our arguments for them. But other than that, I think we're solidified on like Jace, Nissa. I forgot the buff elf dude and Vraska.
Tyvar. I know like nobody cares about him, but I just want to see him with Azuri and be like
Dude, I don't
elf
care about
bros.
I don't care about this dude. All right, so just for a recap of what we just talked about, we have decided on Jace, Nissa, Tyvar, Vraska, and the Wandering Emperor being completed. Yeah?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
All right.
it sounds good to me.
As much as it pains me for seeing the Wanderer
I know.
completed, I think out of those 5, I feel the most paid for Wanderers. So that's
The
why
Wander-
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Wandering Emperor is actually cool though. That's the thing. And what's
Yeah.
even like I just realized the 4 we named like Jace used to be cool and then he just got annoying.
Yeah, he used to be.
And Nissa used to be cool and then
She got annoying.
no, actually no, she was it's so
She
bad of
got
me.
lame.
It's so bad of me, but I thought she was cool when she was racist and realized she was wrong.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's good story. I think. That's,
Okay.
although the book was really bad though because you know she did Alicia Eldrazi upon her own world.
Yeah. Well, no, she thought. I'm trying to remember why she did it. Who told her that would help?
No, it's just like I think she assumed that if she had freedom, they would leave, and that the reason why like the world was kind of like so chaotic and whatever is because they're tied to it, and that's not true at all. So she just assumed.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I think Nissa had her time to shine, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But overall, though, I'm kind of excited. I just hope these cars are good, but not too good where they're busted.
No,
Like-
we haven't had any busted completed cards.
No, they're not. They played it very safe. Very safe.
I think Tamio is actually really strong. She opens up Reanimator in Simic.
Well, that's the
But-
thing is like she does something different for the like color combo, which is why I think she's awesome. But there's not enough like support for it.
Yeah. Johnny, on the other hand, he does the same thing he's always done, and I don't know. I'm not feeling it this time.
Johnny is one of the things like again they played it too safe. But to be honest though, I rather them play safe than be busted and they end up getting banned and cause a headache for people.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, there are some theories though on who's getting completed. With the most popular theory, Mitchell, if you can pull it up, the Little Walkers theory, where if you look on this list right here, Johnny and Tamio have already been completed. And as we mentioned, Ashiok is messing around with the Phyrexians, so
And Thorn is there, so the whole
She's sleeping
thing.
in bed with the Phyrexians.
she's just whispering in their ears.
Yes.
But I'm trying to look at the. I don't think this theory is true though, even though it's coincidentally like two of them are completed.
I think it's coincident because it just feels kind of bad because Angrath, he hasn't had his time to shine yet.
He's,
Although he would look badass as a Phyrexian, though, like being an angry Phyrexian Minotaur.
Yeah,
Imagine
that's
him
cool.
on a flying pirate ship.
the dude
You
said,
mean the Weatherlight? You mean the Weatherlight?
No. On a Weatherlight completed. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Weatherlight completed.
the dude literally said, "Leave me alone. I like chaos, but I also like my wife and kids." Like,
His wife and kids is what brings him balance. All right, don't shame the man.
yeah, but I don't think he's getting completed. There's a maybe on Ashiok, but very low.
I think Ashok is. I don't know. It'd be really dumb if she slipped up, but she is playing with fire though, so it kind of makes sense that
That she gets
Eventually-
slammed by Elshnorn.
yeah,
Yes.
she's gonna get choke slammed by Elshorn and be like, "You are one of us now."
Hmm.
And then high doubt on Thorin, because Thorin likes to play it safe.
I don't know. I mean,
Thorin will throw everyone under the bus before he goes and becomes Phyrexian.
True. But that's the thing though, is I feel like he's also kind of the person where he's so emo that I don't know, he's like, I have nothing else to live for.
yeah. I
this
lost,
is my-
I
this
lost
is-
my.
I don't think it's that though. He's gonna be
I
like,
lost my muse.
he's gonna be like, I lost my muse, but I ain't going with her either.
Yeah. I hope Soren is not because honestly, I feel like he's such a underutilized character of how bad he is because he's just he's over a millennia years old, one of the first vampires, and he's also got who doesn't love Alucard, Dracula, Castlevania. But
I feel like it would make sense if Soren was completed. So then it brings in Udin in the story. Because Udin's I'm trying to find a way that they bring Nicobolus back. Because I think that would be really good for the story in for this. So they need all the help that they can get. And I think if Udin brings his brother, because he's like, oh, my friend Soren got into trouble, I gotta get him out. I don't know.
But I don't know.
I know it's a stretch, but I think Soren would be used as a key to bring in other characters that haven't been introduced in the story, or not introduced, but brought into the story, and then
Alright.
also the Nahiri and Soren I don't know. I feel like it would bring some more conflict.
All right, I can see that.
I could, but at the same time, I'm here the little walkers thing is just kind of it's a fun theory. I
It's a
don't know.
fun theory, but what's gonna be funny is that if it's true, we're all going to be like, "Geez, it was true."
It was in our faces, and we just didn't believe it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. It's I kind of dig it, but at the same time, it's Ingrath just doesn't have enough character that you don't want to see him go. And then
You don't
Soren,
care.
I don't know. I feel I know that we shouldn't really care because it isn't much, but it's the same with Luca, where it's not enough story where it's wasted opportunity. What's the point of making the character? That want to be
made it-
cannon fodder.
They made the character because they made Angrath because we need a black-red planeswalker.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see any other reason why.
Angrath is kind of weird. He plays into discard themes.
Which would make sense if he was completed, right?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too that I kind of have been overlooking. It wasn't intentional. Being completed doesn't mean the Planeswalker is not a card anymore. So
What do
Of
you mean?
course not. They still get a card and everything. It's just
Yeah.
it's just that either they might change up their like a unique twist on that color combo, kind of like with Cameo. Simic Mill is a thing. That's interesting.
yeah, and I just realized I got Angrath mixed up with Opnixless, who does the discard. I don't know what
Oh, okay.
I don't know what Angrath does. That's special. All right.
He steals things from what the card is. He steals things and discards his.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know. Angrath ain't my favorite. All right. Little Walkers 2. If you have that ready.
That's basically the
Yeah.
heroes.
Little Walkers too.
Yeah. So if they're like none of these guys have been completed, and I honestly just think these are cards I just haven't seen a reprint of any sort in a while.
I don't think.
Me personally, I thought it'd be interesting because I feel like this will be the main core cast that could be the heroes of the story. Because Elspeth leading the charge, and then like we haven't seen Narset or Sarkin in a long time. Garrick has recently broken his curse, and he has fallen flat. It's about time that he comes back in, and so Healy did play a role in the whole time machine thing,
Yeah.
and so it kind of makes sense that Healy could play another big role. So I think that's the only theory that I could think of. If anything, it's kind of pushing it a little bit.
But
Wishful thinking.
None of these guys are getting completed, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
Hideout.
Honestly, I feel like with my theory of if Soren's completed, bring in an Udin and Nicobolas, I also just brings in Sarkin too. Like Udin's like, yo Sarkin, my boy, come with me.
Maybe, but I think it's better like they're really, really good antithesis to not all of them, but like to the Praetors kind of, because it's like, you have Elspeth and Elishnorn. Maybe I'm pushing it a little bit, but like I think Garrick facing off with Vorinclex is gonna be badass.
Yo, yeah.
That would actually be kind of what if they're trying to set up two teams of planeswalkers against each other.
Yeah, I think that's what's
Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think about it. Because I remember War of the Spark was actually supposed to be really cool. What they were setting up two teams of planeswalkers against each other. And
it was basically supposed to be like Avengers Civil War. Like that's the whole idea, but
yeah,
it didn't really happen that way because everyone died regardless. But because the way how it works, Dovin Vito was a double agent for Nicol Bolas. He was in the Azorius guild.
Yeah, Dovin, Bond, Domri. What was the other one? Tezzeret. I think he had Liliana on his team that time for War of the Spark.
A little bit until the end.
Yeah.
And
then himself. That's like 5 planeswalkers versus like everyone. Yeah, that's not exciting.
Yeah, but I think there's actually a couple more, but I could be wrong. I'm still laughing about the crazy story about how Dovin Vaughn thought that he had the one up on Chandra, but Chandra was actually Lazav. And then Lazav transforms back and then throws 2 shurikens into his eyes, and then he's like, "Oh, my eyes!" It's like, how? And then Lazav was like, "I borrowed the Izzet Guild's flamethrower, and with my mastery of shapeshifting and deception, I fooled you." Oh man, that story so good.
He bought it from Hasbro for $2.99.
But yeah, I think the newer wave of Little Walkers.
I think they're safe.
I think they're safe. It's just they're if anything, it could be just foreshadowing. Like these are the main protagonists that is actually gonna play a bigger role in the war.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Which I'd be happy about, honestly, because I really like all the characters. Well, Saheeli I couldn't care less for, but
No, Saheeli's cool though, because she's the.
I think she's cool, but I don't know if she does anything lore wise.
Well, I've been playing Baldur's Gate, and the term would be like, she's basically your skill monkey. She like does all the utility stuff.
Skill monkey.
So basically, your HM slave.
Yeah.
In Pokemon.
God, these terms are terrible.
I know.
God.
I know
I'm
exactly.
just
I
thinking
know
about
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm just thinking about Frieza just like saying monkey. Just like
monkey.
monkeys. Or was it Tool
Oh,
Monkey?
I just think of
but
that movie
but
with
you
Broly.
but you know, well, Victor, you played D&D.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your utility thief who like does all the traps,
Well,
lock
see,
picking.
that's the thing. Is like you have the utility thief, or you have the bard and the paladin that does all the talking and the negotiation, and then
Yeah.
so like
Well, yeah, and she's the engineer of the group. You know, she was the reason why the Brothers Wars was a set.
that's
True.
true. That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
So all of these are safe.
Yeah.
Do you have
Hi.
anything?
There was one leak that came out on Reddit. Is that the last thing we can touch on?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There was one leak, and these are kind of hard to see. But basically, it showed completed versions of Jace, Nissa, and Vraska, which were the three planeswalkers we already agreed upon beforehand. And I don't think this really influenced my decision too much.
No, I don't think. I don't think
It,
this.
it really
influenced-
didn't, but I just thought that was kind of funny because it's like it feels too coincidental.
Yeah.
So then that's why I was like, wait, maybe I'm wrong because it's like I want like these cards they seem too fake, but these days people are really really good at making fake cards.
You, you know what they look like to me? They look like someone stuck on art to the thicker cardboard. I don't know if you ever bought Commander decks recently.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
Like the thicker Commander card that comes with
The
it.
cards, yeah, the cardboard stock ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's what these look like.
I agree.
And
I
I
also
was,
make a joke where it's like it looks like our friends' proxies.
That too. I mean the Nissa on the top with like the stamp. I mean, you could easily peel off the stamp and glue it onto something else. I'm not saying that's what they did, but like I guess they could have done that. Why?
Well-
and it's like, why isn't it on the other card? Why can't we see the stamp on the other cards if they're real?
I think it's just the lighting, is it not?
No. It's
Oh, wait,
positioned
hold up.
perfectly. It's positioned perfectly on top of the other stamps.
Which stamp are we talking about here?
The
the,
little here, I'm gonna put my star. I mean, not my star, but my cursor on it.
yeah,
that.
the little foil stamp at the bottom of cards. You know what I realized too?
Like,
Why
where
does
is
the
it?
bottom of Jace look weird?
Oh, well, that's the thing. Is like it's part. Oh, you're talking about the weird line outline of the thing,
Like
Which one, like this?
like
no, well that to me looks like they used
The
The-
card from the
the
commander's steps.
The thing is that like it's the this particular templating is called the oil slick raised foil. That's what it says on their website. And then they only showed one version of that card, which is Elish Norn, and
they look like
it
this.
looks very similar. Yeah, it looks very very similar.
Yeah.
It's just it's on their website. Let me go ahead and I will link it to you guys.
Yeah, we'll load that up.
All right, what? Wait,
Oh.
my man's gone.
He went into general. Welcome back.
All right. I put it in our general chat. Did you see it?
I also saw you go into general. Here, I'm gonna.
Or by
This is
accident?
gonna. This is not gonna look good, but I'm just
Well-
gonna open the link
Yeah, just pull up.
and oh, that looks beautiful. Okay, you guys see it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I want to see the sides.
Yeah, I
Oh.
want to see the sides. Yeah,
like how
exactly.
like how thick it is.
No, like, here, I'm gonna go back to the other one. Like look at that. Like, Chris and I were talking about this like white little border on the outside of the card. Also,
Yeah.
a little Cheeto
Yeah.
stain right there.
I can kind of see what you're talking about.
And you can't have those cards in tournament play.
You can't. Oh
No.
yeah, because they're
There's a
because
noticeable thickness, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, that is interesting. Is it meant to be that thick, or is it just a prototype that they're showing off?
See, I also don't think this is proper. I mean, if this is real, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But if you look here on like Nissa, Like
Mhm.
where X is Nissa, comma Ascended. Like I don't think they would for names. I feel like names would be all on one line.
No, because what if it's just part of their fonting is just kind of terrible?
I don't. They could easily fit Nissa onto the second line. I mean, it doesn't. I mean,
Is
maybe,
it
but
normally
it.
like that? I don't know.
I don't. I feel like I don't know. I haven't looked at like a card with like a name on it in a long time, but I feel like
I don't look at my
nowadays.
card. I just play them.
Oh my! I just think that looks weird to me. Like where X is Nissa, comma, like they split the name into two separate lines.
I need to look now. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any cards to, like up to support my reasoning, but
Yeah.
it also could be because it's the special variant. Like they don't care for that. But
That's what I was thinking because there's no like reminder text box of what completed means. Which completed means that if you pay 2
Well,
life for each Phyrexian mana symbol, then they come into play with 2 less loyalty.
I was gonna say
no. Yeah,
say
that's
though.
fine not to have.
Yeah, they don't have the completed reminders text on better variants. The other thing is that in the lighting, why are they blue?
Blue, like here.
Like on the side of the what's the first card? Nissa.
Oh, I just assumed it's that metallic sheen. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think it's whatever metallic sheen that they have.
I don't know. The lighting's kind of weird. You know, we'll figure out in like January if these are real or not. But right now, I ain't thinking they're real.
Hey, if they're real, then that's all right. Because here's the thing: is that, like a lot of people were also saying how these are fake because Nissa has a gold Phyrexia or the Phyrexia all we one logo, and most planeswalkers are mythics, right? But
Koth is
just
a rare.
Koth is a rare, so I'm here like it does kind of put some validity to these. It's possible.
What Nissa with the red with the mythic stamp?
No, so that's the thing is that like
She has a rare stamp.
most planeswalker, yeah, she has a rare stamp. Most planeswalkers are mythic, right? And we
Wait,
haven't seen
that's a-
rare planeswalkers since War of Spark.
That's a
Now,
rare.
Koth.
That's a rare stamp.
M19. M19 or M20.
Oh, I totally forgot.
With
But yeah, so
Chandra.
basically, but yeah, it's just a rare stamp. It's not mythic. It's just gold. There's no like reddish, orangey hue to it.
Oh, it looks orange to me, but maybe I don't know.
But either way, is this Koth is revealed to be just a rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rarity doesn't matter.
Well, it just shows that like rare planeswalkers do exist. But I'm here. They did my boy dirty. Why is he not mythic? Why is he not stronger?
But
I mean, also to have 3 planeswalkers released it. I mean, I guess it's like the Phyrexian set, but
Well,
I don't
I'm here
know.
thinking that they could really do it like War of the Spark. Make it work that way.
yeah.
that'd be insane. But
Like it won't be too bad because it's like War of Spark was insane. I think they had like what 36 planeswalkers or something like that, or 34 in the set.
I was like, wait till March of the Machine.
and it's like if they're real, why don't you just like show what each card does instead
They
of
do. I think they do it on purpose. They want to hype it up.
oh
They want people to think of what they do and everything.
well, better clean up your little Cheeto stain right there. 'Cause I don't know what that is, but that looks.
I don't even
that
know
looks
if it's a
grody.
you'll say. I think it's just the weird metallic sheen. I don't know.
Oh, why isn't it on?
It's a
It's
printing.
not
It's a printing error.
Oh.
Printed error. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a printing error because there's so many of them these days.
That's so true.
I don't know. I mean, they just needed to clean up after themselves.
Cheeto fingers.
But I mean, going on this card, I mean, isn't that the same like metallic sheen?
Oh,
Like, on the
you're right.
Vista?
Yeah.
No, it looks different.
I'm not saying the metallic sheen, but the logo.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Maybe the metallic sheen just throws off the logo. Who knows?
Let me see this. It's like this looks smaller than. I mean, I'm just I'm just going on a huge like I don't know that.
Conspiracy theory. I feel you. No, I think it's cool. The leaks, if they're true, awesome. If they're not, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
You know,
but
we're here just to enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
and we
I
already
mean that's
we all agreed on
sorry.
those three at least.
Hmm.
Yeah, we did. I just don't want them to be. I don't want these cards to be. I don't know. I mean, let's see here. I mean, I guess that's Nissa thing. I guess that's a generic Nissa thing.
What's the last one? Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 for each forest you control and gain trample. That's a
It's like I guess that's a Nissa thing, but I don't know. I mean,
she's less
Fine,
lands based and she's more token based now.
if I'm paying theoretically like 7 mana, I guess 7 mana for a 7-drop planeswalker, right?
It's
For
there's
a
no
7
Karn
loyalty?
liberate. It's no Karn liberated. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't no card liberated. Oh
But
boy, I get to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Nice.
I guess the thing is like that's why I feel like if she's rare power level, it makes sense. But again with the whole completed thing, if you pay 5 mana and 4 life to get a 3 toughness, and then you +1, so she make a 4 toughness or not 4 loyalty
Wait, her
planeswalker with a 4/4 body. It's not very strong.
But her thing's a plus. Hold on, that's a big deal.
What the token creation?
Yeah.
But
Plusing?
that's usually how it always is it not?
No, token generation's normally minus.
I
Yeah,
always
normally.
I always thought it was like the opposite, where token generation was a plus and card advantage is a minus.
Token generation is a card advantage.
Yeah. If we're thinking about bodies on.
Yeah, theoretically.
But hold on, that one generates tokens.
Yeah, she generates tokens.
That's not real. There's no way that's real.
Well,
Is that-
because she's not dealing with lands, right? Is that what you're thinking of?
Nah,
No.
that's what I'm thinking.
No, dude, you're plussing to make a 4/4 every turn.
No, it gets better because it scales with her loyalty. So technically
Yeah,
it'll be
no
a
freaking
4/4, a 5/5.
No way.
And if it is, then that's nuts.
No way.
Is it that nuts though? Is it too slow? I don't know.
That is a 0 ability. There's no way that's a plus.
Hey, they don't play test their cards. We don't know.
I personally, I think they want to push completed.
They probably do because like who knows? Maybe they got feedback and they're like, oh, maybe we should change it from a 0 to a plus now.
That feedback
And
wouldn't have happened for another year or two.
That's true. But no, there's like some things like Jason Mind Sculptor was a last minute change with his brainstorm ability. He never had the brainstorm ability on him.
Yeah, but
until they
the last minute changes would be months even before the set came out because most sets
I
are.
guess it's
They still
most
not print.
sets are,
they still
yeah,
not
most
print.
sets are printed. Yeah, printed beforehand. Who knows?
Yeah.
Also, like if we look at Vrasta, if we're gonna think that that's fake because of that ability, like Vrasta, I don't know what, but she baits treasures she baits creatures into treasures or whatever. Because this says target creature blank, and then with sacrifice mana of any, like
I think she petrifies them. That's how I see it.
petrifies and then makes a treasure out of it.
But that's
No,
also
no,
a minus ability.
So what I see it as is like target creature like probably loses all abilities and gains that ability. You know, like so basically they become a trophy, right?
Oh,
And
I mean, I guess. All right.
that's how I see it. Like that's the only way I can kind of make an understanding of it. Target creature, like
No way.
becomes a artifact and loses all abilities and gains tap this. But it's kind of long-winded ability.
No.
I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know. I mean, to even fit all of that on that text, like target creature loses all abilities and gains. Like we're like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think it's gonna fit all of that. I don't even know what this one is. Like you draw a card. I'm assuming you're gonna discard a card and then
No,
proliferate.
I want to say you lose a life because it's like she's black, right? She's got to be mono black.
Right?
I'm not too concerned about what these cards do, but I just thought about
No.
like the Nissa. If that's a
No.
+1, Red and 7 has to -3 to make a token for the lands.
Red and 7? You mean red and 10? Red and 8?
Red and 10.
So okay, no, because like the most recent one is red and
7.
red and 8 or red and 7,
Yeah.
right, on Innistrad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
-3 is you make an elemental with a reach and trample equal to the number of lands, with power enough to equal the number of lands. That's a -3. And you're telling me that's a +1 right now?
Hey, completed.
That's even completed. That's really good.
Do you think so? 5 mana, 4 life. You end up with a 4/4 and a 4 toughness or 4 loyalty planeswalker.
Yeah. The next turn you do it again.
I guess that's yeah, and then they scale up to 5/5s after that.
Yeah, like that's too much.
I wonder what the minus. I wonder how much the -1 is. Oh. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't think they're real. But if they're real, then oh well. I guess we'll have to deal with it, and we're all ignorant for not believing it.
Yep. That's okay.
It's okay.
January, we can be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys, in the comments down below, or whoever discussion board you guys post on, who do you guys think is going to get completed? Do you think our theories are correct or valid? Discussions are always fun. Just just because we say something, don't take it offensively, guys. We don't mean to offend all the Luca fans. He's just not that.
Wait, who's the guy that we were talking about before? The one that wasn't.
Calyx.
Calyx is another one.
Calyx, yeah,
And then-
sorry,
and then-
Calyx fans, I guess.
And then Angrath, like he's just an angry man that has a wife and child.
Jesus, like
yeah,
when we simplify, I'm like, man, they sound so much worse. They sound
yeah, exactly. It's like we're just breaking it down and having a nice discussion.
All right.
All right.
Well, we're gonna send off.
Yeah, we're gonna send off. So again, my name's Chris. You can follow me at wakeuppeople at twitter.com, or go to my blog Wake Up Gaming, or follow my YouTube channel Wake Up Gaming. And
I'm Mitchell. Oh, sorry.
no, that's good.
I'm Mitchell. Also Blueberry Lover. You can follow me at my YouTube channel, Blueberry Lover, or you can follow us at our Mahou Shonen channel, where we'll also upload this as well.
And lastly, my name is Victor, and I'm also known as Massive Banana or Titanic Cucumber or any sort of phallic fruit. And I am thinking about streaming stuff on YouTube, but I don't know yet. So stay tuned.
I believe in you, man.
I would just play like Arknights very casually or any other gacha game, but how many people are interested in those, right?
Hey, you never know.
Dude, tons of people. Tons
Dude,
of
I
people.
literally, I like load up YouTube videos on the side and just vibe with it as I'm doing the other stuff. So
That's true.
I'm sure other people will vibe with you.
I'm streaming this right now. Like, this isn't.
I'm actually thinking about like streaming tomorrow and then like see if anyone's actually like interested in watching. Because I'm here like I've been enjoying the game a lot more, and I'm here like and I'm gonna try to like grind up some resources so I can save up for the 1-year anniversary for Arknights.
Oh wow.
And then have a streaming a pool session, and hopefully because people say streamer luck is real, so I want to hope that I get some streamer luck.
Just dump more money and call it streamer luck.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I know it sounds terrible, but like I'm kind of like in a very content place where Jen, my girlfriend's asking me, "Oh, what'd you like for Christmas?" And I'm here thinking like, at the moment I'm pretty happy with being with you, but I guess a Apple gift card. And she's like, "For your gacha games?" I'm like, "Maybe."
No, Victor, no.
And I'm here like, I was just thinking about it because like you said, Chris, just dump some money and call it streamer luck. But I haven't really spent any money on Arknights in a very long time, and I'm like here like I've been enjoying the game more, so I wouldn't mind doing it. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to jump into that rabbit hole.
All right.
But yeah, so when can we expect us to have another discussion?
This
Or
week it's looking a little tight because it's either next week or New Year's.
oh yeah, I mean maybe not next week. I don't know. I mean that's kind of tight because of what is it, Christmas Eve?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Christmas. Yeah, I highly doubt we want to do Christmas Eve, and then I'll be out of town.
No worries. Well, you guys, as you heard it from us. If you guys don't hear from us, I hope you all have a great, fantastic Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And
And happy holidays.
exactly. If you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever holidays you guys, just stay warm, stay blessed, enjoy your family, and we shall see what else is in store for us in January.
Next year.
Yeah, screw you, Calyx fans.
He did nothing wrong.
He did nothing right either.
He just exists, okay?
But again, enjoy your New Year's, enjoy your life, and that's all I gotta say.
Same here.
All right.
All right.
Sending off.
Later,
Peace
everyone.
out.